to Jourdain about Game of Thrones, and we know that you mentioned it.
I'm not gonna spoil anything. Don't worry about it. I don't want to have the world hating me.
How big of a fan are you? I mean, were you like on board?
I'm just interested in the story because it's not a conventional one. It's not like the bad guys die and the two heroes make out. No, it's not that type. It's always something unexpected, like my fighting style. So I'm stoked.
That's where you draw the comparison. Like,
Yeah,
it's the unexpected,
exactly.
You, feel like
You don't know what's gonna
it.
happen. You have a feeling, oh, this might happen, but it's totally different every time.
What's been the experience for you so far this week here in the UFC compared to your past fight week experiences? Is it the same thing?
Same thing, but more people, and not taking away from the last promotion I was with, TKO, but a little less professional because they've been around for less years. But everything's the same. Even when we were talking to the camera, taking pictures, Stefan mimic everything that the UFC was doing to make sure that when we make the jump, when we make the transition, nothing is new. So nothing is really new right now, but everything's like a little step further.
I mean, I'm sure you've heard about octagon jitters and things like that. Is that something that you feel like will be a factor for you potentially, or do you just have to wait until what you feel when you walk out there on the night?
I'm a guy who, like, I'm in the moment. I don't like to be too far ahead or too far behind. I'm not the type of guy who goes into the ring and tries filling out process. I'm going into the octagon. I'm not. Sorry, I'm going to rephrase that. I'm not going to the octagon beforwards and try to get the feeling of the arena and everything. No, I'm gonna live it. I don't have to be too far away in my mind. So I'm a guy who lives in the moment, and that's how I do it.
You're a two-division fighter, really. Are you going back down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. I'm not a 155er. I saw Desmond. I saw those guys. I've even saw Charles Oliveira, just the way he was structured. I'm like, dude, this guy is big for a 145er. And I'm even a medium 145er, not a big guy, not a small guy. But at 155, of course, it's not my weight class. I did it to be sure I had a spot in the UFC because, they're promoting me as a double champ right now. So I had to push extra and reach bigger goals to be sure I had my place in the big league.
How nice has it been, though, to not have to worry about cutting down to 145 this week? I mean, has that helped with all the newness of being here for the first time?
Of course it helps. I don't have this on my mind, so I don't have to buy the stuff for the cut. But right now I could. They calling me and they say, finally, you're fighting at 145. Can you do it? 100%. I just need to go to the store, get some stuff, and then I can do 145 very easily right now.
You said back in Ottawa that the experience there, just being backstage and all the people recognizing you, was kind of a help for this. Is that you still feel that way? It's prepared you?
Oh yeah, totally. Meeting the staff in Canada, meeting everybody, the fans, and even yesterday the interaction. I thought because I was in the Desmond's backyard, everybody going to be not against me, but more energy towards Desmond. But it was totally the opposite. Everybody was so amazing. Even the guy who I brought up his little brother on stage and sent me messages, dude. Everybody was so stoked that you did this, and thank you very much. So I was very connected with people around here.
Let's talk a little about the matchup with Desmond. What are your thoughts of him as your first UFC opponent?
I think it's a great matchup because the only time I lost was against a good wrestler back in Canada, and people are having questions towards this. They want to know how it's gonna end. So people are interested because they say, hey, can Charles face a wrestler like Desmond, who's a better wrestler than the wrestler I've lost to in the past? So there are big questions, big interest, and that's what I'm happy for.
Desmond trains with, one of the elite camps when it comes to Henry Luke and
Yeah.
striking. Vince Luque talked about his striking and the elevation of that part of his game. When you break him down, do you think, you should be worried at all about his stand-up?
Of course. He's one punch hitter. He punch you hard, and then you don't want to get close to him, and you don't want to put pressure on him. But if you don't put pressure on Desmond, it's easy for him to get to your legs for the takedown. So I need to still put pressure, even though he's gonna kick my because when you get kicked on the forearm, people say, oh, he blocked the kick. It hurts really bad. So that's one technique I like to do a lot, kick the forearms. I know this the type of technique he used to. I have to be very aware of his striking. I'm not going there, I'm going to put on a striking clinic on this. No, it's going to be an MMA fight. If it has to go to the ground, it will. And if it's going to stay standing up, it will. So I'm very ready for everything. But I'm not saying he's a wrestler by saying he doesn't have a good striking. His striking is very good. He's working with Henry Hooft, who's one of the top striking coach in the world. So I'm aware of everything.
Obviously getting your debut here in Rochester, you're in enemy territory. For your next one, would you like to be back in Canada? Obviously there's an Edmonton card coming up and probably a third card later in the year.
The problem with Edmonton is it's a 36-hour drive, and Rochester is a 5-hour drive from where I live. So when they're going to do a show in Canada, I want to make sure if I step into it, I want to be as close as Quebec as possible. Even New York, it's something good for me, but right now I'm not in a position I can decide those things. So I can fight anywhere in the world. It's good to fly a little, see the country, see different people. So they're gonna call me. They say, hey, you want to fight there? Let's go. We do it.
What are you weighing right now, actually?
156. So actually, I'm on weight. Technically, I'm on weight, but I'm going to lose the extra pounds just to make sure I make 155. Nothing, so I don't do like 156.2 and give 20% of my purse. That would be so bad for me.
Obviously, you're excited to be making your debut, but
Yeah.
is it a little bittersweet for you knowing that the UFC was just in your backyard 2 weeks ago? You could have been on that card?
Yeah, of course, but it's something I can't control. So I'm going with the flow, and the next time it's going to be in Ottawa or Quebec, of course I want to be on it. But right now, go with the flow.
You know, you obviously admitted that you're not a true 155er, and
No.
there's some disadvantages with the size and everything. So where do you think your advantages are?
Cardio-wise, and the fact that since I've lost, my mind is on another level, and just seeing. When you have gold outside the octagon, it gives you more motivation. When I lost, I was thinking, oh, I'm going to be a fighter all my life. I don't want kids. I had no further goals, and so I was not fighting as a guy who had something to fight for. And now this has changed. It just by seeing, like, you know, Cowboy. They actually, the UFC posted something that Dad Cowboy is now 3-0. And since you have this child, you have bigger goals and something to fight for, and just this type of motivation cranks me up.
You mentioned cardio. All of your wins are finishes, and he's had a lot of decisions in the UFC. Are you
Yeah.
comfortable going the distance with him?
I don't think so. I think going to distance, he can outscore me because of the takedowns, because the way he's fighting, he hits you and then back up, and when you get frustrated or you're trying to get him, he's taking you down and then holding you. His only finishes was against Ross Pearson, and that's great because I think it's going to give him some fire to try to finish me. He's in his backyard. He's going to have the pressure to put on a show, so I don't think it's going to be like take you down, hold you down, win the round, get back, do the same thing. I think he's going to try to finish me, and it's en français, in French we call this couteau à double tranchant. It means if you do something too wild, you're getting exposed for me to do something to you. So if he tries to put on a show too much, I can show him why I have 9 finishes. My English, blah, blah, blah. Sorry, I need